No, you didn't read the title wrong. We are getting another Doors update this weekend, even though we just received the Outdoors not too long ago. Now, before you start cheering uncontrollably, this is going to be a rather small update. I don't want you getting the idea it's going to be massive. But it's unique in the sense where instead of just adding balancing changes and bug fixes, we are actually getting new features. Now, this mini update is what I'm going to be referring to as the Outdoors Expansion Update, as it's mainly focused on adding new content and fixing things up with the newly released Outdoors subfloor. This includes balancing some entities like monuments, but also some completely new things, such as potential overhauls to the Ka entities to make them more useful, as well as a brand new item that could be obtained in the subfloor. We have got a lot to discuss in this video, so with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so the first new feature coming to the Outdoors is a brand new item, that being the Aloe. Now, some of you may have seen this among all the other new items in the admin panel, but the strange thing about it is unlike the multi-tool and rift jar, or any other new items, the Aloe cannot be obtained in-game. The only way you can get your hands on one is through the admin panel, and given how it's extremely buggy, it's obvious the item is unfinished in its current state. So after talking about it with the developers, they revealed to me that Aloe is going to be officially obtainable in the Outdoors in this next update. Now, as for what the item does, it's nothing too crazy. Upon consumption, the Aloe will heal 109 health. An odd number, but it makes it the best healing item in the game so far, beating its predecessors, the Green Soda and Donut. Now, given how every single entity in the Outdoors instantly kills you, I'm not too sure how useful this item will be here, but it definitely could find purpose if you bring it to the main floors from the Outdoors. As for how it's obtained, I'm not too sure. It will likely be a rare drop in vine-covered chests or something like that, but all in all, it is exciting to see this item finally become obtainable in this update. Another one of the big changes potentially coming in this expansion update is an overhaul to the Cause. As you may know, I do not like these entities, as they don't really do anything, but apparently that just may change in this future update. The developers have recently told me a list of ideas they had for how to improve the Cause, and here's what they have so far. Keep in mind that everything I'm about to say, everything, is just spitballing from the developers and isn't confirmed to come. These are just the ideas they think are cool. Okay, let's get into them. For one, the Cause may be given the ability to perch on monument entities to alert players when they have spawned. This one is great, as I've seen a lot of people asking for a monument nerf, and an easier way to detect them involving the Cause would fulfill those requests. Additionally, another new item, that being Birdseed, could be obtained in the subfloor and fed to the Cause in order to receive their feeding perks. As you may have known, if you feed Cause bread, it actually boosts the spawn rates of Iron Keys and Lotus Petals, but given how rare bread is in the Outdoors, many players can't use this feature. However, with the new Birdseed item, it may become more accessible. The addition of Birdseed wouldn't impact the Feed the Birds achievement apart from renaming it, as the achievement would still be made to only be obtainable by feeding Cause bread specifically. Furthermore, bird feeders may also spawn in the Outdoors, which would not only allow players to collect Birdseed from, but also be an area where Cause could eat from directly. On the topic of feeding Cause, though, their eating animation may also receive a rework, as right now the entities just kinda nosedive into any bread they find on the ground. Lastly, though, at least in terms of Ka news, it's possible a new animation could be added where the Ka's perch on the groundskeeper and he tends to them, adding a little more life into the subfloor. Again, keep in mind that all of these Ka changes are just spitballs and not confirmed in the slightest to be added, so don't go in the update assuming Ka's were made incredibly useful, but it is possible some of these ideas are fleshed out and implemented into the update. Either way though, I am definitely excited to see what they add. Moving on though, the next somewhat confirmed new feature is going to be a monument nerf. Now, I know Cause indicating the location of monument entities could be a new addition, but recent evidence has come to light that may suggest other nerfs to the entity could be put into place. Essentially, Think Noodles, who is another popular Doors YouTuber, has gone on record to say that they've discussed the balancing of the Outdoors entities with the developers, and that monuments may be receiving some balancing changes in the future. Just like with the Ka changes though, the nerfs to monuments isn't 100% confirmed, so yet again, don't expect it to happen when the update releases. Now, as for what this hypothetical nerf will be, besides cause landing on the monument entities, I'm unsure. Maybe they'll be more noticeable when walking due to louder audio cues or something like that, I don't really know. Personally though, I don't really feel there is a need to nerf monuments, but I know I'm definitely in the minority on that opinion, and I wouldn't mind the entities being easier to deal with. It just makes the subfloor easier, which, hey, I'll take. So, who knows? I'll just say it's definitely possible this next update introduces an easier version of the monuments to deal with. Anyways, moving away from non-confirmed features to stuff that was actually being added, let's talk about item skins. This Friday, which could be the release of the Outdoors expansion update or a little earlier, a mini item skin event is going to occur. As confirmed by a recent announcement, a new item skin bundle featuring 6 unique skins is going to be implemented. And alongside that will be 2 skins completely for free. Those 2 free skins specifically are the 2 top highest rated skins from the competition that happened a little while ago. Essentially, before the Outdoors update was released, the developers held a contest where players could design item skins for the chance of them to be added. Then the developers selected ones they liked the most and let the community vote upon which ones they wanted to see in the game. Some of my item skins even became finalists, which I think is pretty cool. Now, as for what the 2 skins that are the winners are, we don't really know, but if I had to guess, first place definitely went to the job application Crucifix, given how massively popular it was within the community. So expect to see that one in Friday. As for the second place winner though, I'm unsure, so I guess that one will be a mystery. Now, the final piece of news I wanted to talk about is item skin bundles. As I've said, this Friday we will be receiving a new one in addition to 2 free contest winner skins. However, this led me to wonder how often we will get events like this. After all, it was only last week where we got out of the blue a new item skin bundle, so how consistently are these going to be released? Well, I asked the developers about it, and surprisingly, they said bundle releases are going to happen quite often. Now, that doesn't really give a specific time period as to when they'll release, but it means Doors will be receiving new content fairly often in the form of these item skin bundles, which is definitely exciting. Finally, the plague of waiting months for a Doors update is over, at least to some extent, as now we can play around with the new item skins every so often. Anyways, that was basically all of the news surrounding the upcoming Outdoors expansion update I wanted you to know about. To summarize, in this mini update coming this weekend, the Aloe healing item will be obtainable in the subfloor, monuments may receive a nerf, such as the ability for Cause to perch near them to alert players of their presence, Cause themselves may be given the ability to be fed birdseed to unlock special perks, Cause may be able to perch on the groundskeeper as well, a new item skin bundle featuring 6 skins will be added this Friday, and 2 completely free skins that won the contest that occurred a few weeks back will also be added as well. Sure, it's not the biggest update in the world, but at least we are getting a small dose of new content, which is quite rare, especially since a major update just occurred 2 weeks ago. Anyways, with all of that being said, let me know which one of these new features in the Outdoors expansion update you are most excited about being added, as well as if you'll even use the new features, such as, are you going to feed the Cause bread? And thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.